Hello, CinemaLovers, I'm Viola.
Hello, I'm Kevin.
The big screen.
Winter is coming. No,
Ah.
actually, it already passed away. It's spring, but to another quite important place, it already came. So I think with this is enough clue about what's going to happen in this video. Yeah, I think you have here the clue. You have the clue also in the title of the video about what's going to happen. So today, basically, we have our small tribute to, I think, at least you can like it more or less. It has detractors, it has very many fans. Here you have one of them, you can see it clearly. But I think it's considered one of the best TV series, or at least one of the most watched TV series, at least in the main ones in the last decade. So we have here a small tribute. Also, at the same time, when we will really know what's about to happen in this 8th season that is about to end, what's about to happen with the throne, who is going to get the throne, who is going to die, who is not to get it. Don't worry, no spoilers. So here you have our small tribute to this TV series in, I think, a proper moment.
So like Kevin mentioned, actually now is final season of Game of Thrones. So without any spoilers, we would like to mention some curious information that you might not know about the TV series in general. We will mention some curious fact about the actors, about how they record, and about some curious things that you could be interested in. So if you like our idea, follow us. Game of Thrones is based on a novel written by George R.R. Martin. And now is fun fact related to the TV series. Actually, George Martin had a cameo in original screenplay. He was invited to a wedding of Khal Drogo and Daenerys Targaryen. But unfortunately, this shot was delayed because of the changes in the screenplay. But it's important to know that he had one moment in the TV series.
Kit Harington, the actor who performs the role as Jon Snow, would never actually imagine that actually a punch in his face helped him to get the role as Jon Snow. This is absolutely real. Actually, the night before he had the proof to try to get the job as Jon Snow. Actually, he was dating a girl in a McDonald's, and it was, you can imagine, a very crowded place full of people. And by accident, somehow they wanted to grab some seats from a couple that was sitting actually next, and they didn't know that these seats are busy and were picked up and occupied by this couple. So they picked up the seats. Apparently, the man that was part of this couple got very angry and started saying very bad words to the date of Jon Snow. Jon Snow automatically got angry with this power as the king of the north, and he just stood up, but he realized how big was the man in the moment of trying to confront him, and finally, you can imagine how it finished. It finished with a big bruise in his eye that actually, in his opinion, it helped him to get the role and to get this appearance such charismatic as Jon Snow it has. And that's why he said at last, in one of the last interviews that he had, that he thanks very much to this guy because probably he helped him getting the role.
We obviously didn't communicate clearly. We're here to discuss your surrender, not mine.
Game of Thrones, as an imaginary world, has also their own languages. Actually, we will mention two of them. One of them, Dothraki, that actually is the real language, is spoken in the TV series by Khal Drogo and also Daenerys Targaryen. This language actually you can learn because it's created a course by David Peterson, linguistics, that actually he was at the moment cooperating with HBO. And the second one High Valyrian is interesting because you can learn via app. Actually, if you have Duolingo, if your telephone, just click the course of High Valyrian and that's it, and you can learn a new language. If you want to have some fun with your friends while watching a Game of Thrones, just learn some phrase in these two languages. Fonastek, which means goodbye.
I always pictured myself dying in my own bed, at the age of 80, with a belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock.
Now let's go to the statistics. Who is really the actual protagonist of Game of Thrones? This might be a surprise, but actually we are talking about the statistics. The character who appears more in Game of Thrones is the character performed by Peter Dinklage with his role as Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion Lannister appears in a total of 61 of 67 episodes. That's almost in the whole entire TV series. Of course, we are counting the statistic numbers without counting this last season, where we don't actually really know until the end who will be, right? If we are counting the characters who has been performing at least in every single episode of at least one season, we can just count 3 main characters. Apart from Tyrion Lannister, we have the characters that has been appearing in at least one whole season, as Cersei Lannister also, and the King Joffrey Baratheon. Just these 3 characters. And also, as more curious information, according to some analysis done by some mathematicians who took into account the information that we have in the books written by George R.R. Martin, and actually according to this analysis we can consider that he is the role that appears and interacts at least with most of characters, because people that are fans of the TV series, probably you have seen that he is almost connected somehow with the enemies, with people from them families, and with people related to them most connected circles. So we can consider somehow after this analysis that he is the main protagonist of the TV series.
There are a lot of Khaleesi in the world. And why? Khaleesi is actually the title for a Dothraki's queen, like for example Daenerys Targaryen was. And fans decided to embrace a little bit this name, and they decided to name them babies as a Khaleesi. So actually in 2014 the name of Khaleesi was one of the most popular, 755th most popular name for babies, for the girls, and in 2013 1021st position it had. So actually we can see that by the time it's getting the name more and more popular.
Who stabbed him in the back and cut his throat?
Let's talk about the money. Being an actor of first level, being an actor of one of the most successful TV series in the last years, it had actually a big influence in the economical status of many characters. Maybe at first they didn't earn that much money, but nowadays with this mediatic level, actually there is a lot of money here going around. Actually, connected to that, we can find 2 main categories. So regarding to the main characters in the TV series, we have by one side the $500,000 actors that performs roles like Mrs. Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow, Cersei Lannister. We can find also Jaime Lannister, people like that, actors from the first level and quite protagonist. But also we can find in the second level of category, at least surprising I would say, in the $175,000 per episode, that still is quite a lot of money, actors like for example we can find Sansa Stark, Arya, we can find also Bran Stark, and it's a bit surprising that some of them that has almost a quite big repercussion, like the ones with $500,000, are earning almost the middle of them. And actually it was quite interesting in one of the last interviews that had the actress who performs the role of Sansa was asked about this, and actually she said that actually she complained about the salary, that why some people was earning double per episode. But when she saw, for example, actors like Jon Snow, the role that is performed by Kit Harington, he had, for example, in the previous season, in the 7th season, 70 shots during the night with all the hours that were needed to record or to film, and makeup, settings, special hours of working, extra hours. She said that, oh, maybe I will stay with my $175,000 per episode.
Let's say say some words about the Night King, that actually was performed by two actors. But it's difficult actually to realize that it was two kind of actors because of the makeup, and that the actor actually barely speak, so it's difficult to see it. But important thing is to say that even if the character doesn't speak so much, even if it's barely moving, the time that the actor needs to spend to do the special makeup, it's up to 10 hours. You can imagine?
Really bad.
Game of Thrones is a TV series that actually left for the gallery of the history of the cinema, I would say, and the history of the TV series, many epic episodes. Who does not remember, for example, the episode of the Red Wedding, this very creepy episode? Or, for example, the one that we are going to comment right now. We are talking about the third episode of this last and 8th season, the third chapter, the chapter of the Long Night. This chapter that actually has been, almost every fan has been waiting for it quite a long time. This episode where we can see the Night Army fighting against the people alive, everyone all together, a massive fight. And actually, of course, the chapter, they wanted to really make it right, the creators of it, and the numbers of it are simply amazing. Let's see some of them. We are talking about, first of all, the longest episode of the history of Game of Thrones, 82 minutes length, so quite long amount of time, to make it the battle also quite big and quite massive. We can see the amount of people also that was working in the setup. 750 people working in this big battle, so we are talking about a very huge team. The amount of time that they needed to record, 55 nights. It was recorded almost entirely during the night, so 55 nights, almost 2 months to record just one episode, so really a lot of time. And we can, it has been considered also, according to the experts, the biggest battle sequence in the history of the cinema and television. This is absolutely real, so they already made history. And of course, we need to make the credits to the creators and the scripts who recorded as well the Battle of the Bastards, that are the same ones who did the script and the whole episode for this one, for this third episode of the last season.
Guys, we are in the end of our video. We hope that you enjoy being with us and seeing some curious information about Game of Thrones, especially that for sure you are a fan of Game of Thrones like us.
So we just hope that you will enjoy, the same like us, waiting for the final ending of the TV series. We hope that also you like, as well as said, this information, and you get some extra information apart from the things that we see just in the TV series. And now, like always, is the time to give some love to the video. We need to say that we have still left some curiosities. We choose, I think, some of them related to this last season and some of the most curious ones for you. But we have still some information left, so if we see that you can give some love to the video, some thumbs up, we might make a second part as well. And of course, don't forget to, if you were not able, or you was a little bit lost and you did not click yet the button of the subscription, don't forget that you can make it right now at this moment before you will forget, and click also the notification bell to get every single notification related to any update of our channel.
So thank you for watching, see you in next video.
And Dracarys!